All right, cool. Yeah, so welcome to Living Connected in a Disconnected World. Hopefully right now you're seeing my screen share. If you're not, you're just seeing me, or maybe you're seeing nothing at all, and I'm not really sure, to be honest. So either way, cool. We all know that since we've been in our state of pandemic, right, state of lockdown, different things, since March of 2020, it's been a very interesting journey. And I use interesting lightly because there's good parts and there's parts that are not so good, that are very tough, that are very difficult. There's, I don't know the exact number, but it's something like 400,000 businesses in the US will never open again. And not to mention all the deaths that have happened and all the different just isolation, right? And that's really what I want to talk about today. I wanted to look at 10 very simple but a little more unknown ways to be connected, to have more connection in your life. So why do I say then that we're living connected, or this is about living connected in a disconnected world? Well, the reason we're in a disconnected world is we can't physically spend time with people. Yes, we have the amazing technology that we do, like Zoom and whatnot, but it's still not the same. It's not the same interaction. It's not the same camaraderie. You just can't work together the same that you could as if you're in person with somebody. And some of the tools that I gave you today, some of the different 10 tips, tools, strategies they're really going to help you become or live more connected with yourself, more connected with other people, and really kind of release that anxiety and that's building up, right? So really, the more time we spend in isolation, the harder it is on our emotional well-being. What do they do with prisoners? They put them in solitary confinement in a dark place by themselves, alone. Don't talk to anybody, don't do anything, right? And that's much like what's happening in our world right now in a different way, right? We're being asked to stay in our homes and not go out unless you really have to, and avoid contact and stay further away from people. So this innate primitive desire and need for connection and significance and physical interaction, we're not getting that. So we're becoming more disconnected, even though it's easier to connect with people online, there's still a level of disconnect that's within that. So let's dive in. And the first one right here. Okay, I can't click. Hold 1 second. Here we go. All right. So do something with your hands. That's an awesome way that you can actually connect with yourself on a different level, right? We're constantly like texting or typing, but what if we got back into knitting or sewing? Or you know what? I went to my parents' house today after creating this document, and I thought, I'm gonna go get some Legos. So just like the putting it together, you're learning those ambidextrous isn't the right word, but whatever skills, right? You're learning different skills. You see the spatial awareness. You're kind of having fun with it. You're building things, right? When you're just texting all the time, and I mean, texting is cool if you're staying connected with people, but if all you're doing is playing games, you're not really focusing on growing, like, and learning and connecting back to yourself. This is an awesome, very simple way to do that. So I'm wondering, what do you do that involves your hands, that connects you to you? And you might be laughing when you hear that, and I get it. I'm 100% sure that I know where you're going, or 99.9% sure I know where you're going. But I'm talking about Legos and knitting and crocheting and handwriting different things. There's lots of things that you can do with your hands, right? If you're like, maybe get back into your carpentry skills. Not mine, but maybe that's your thing, right? So that's number one, is in living connected in a disconnected world, is do something with your hands, something that's going to level you up, that connect you to yourself. So what then is number two? Yeah. Number two, to be more connected, is nature is your best friend, right? Let's go outside. Let's hug a tree. Let's just look up at the sun, especially in the morning, and get some awesome quality vitamin D, right? And really reconnect. There's a lot of research around tree or forest bathing, it's called. So basically what it is when you're in nature, when you're surrounded by trees, they give off this energy that actually lights you up inside and kind of takes the cortisol, the stress hormone, out of your body. So nature is your best friend. And my question now, as you're watching this, is how much time do you spend outside? Do you have a baseline of what you spend outside? Maybe it's 5 minutes. But if you have a baseline of 5 minutes, then chances are there's going to be days, especially in days where it's nice out, you're going to do longer naturally, right? And just connect with nature and connect with the trees, and just look at a tree and be like, see all the different colors of green that are inside that tree. Or if it's like a winter tree, then look at the branches. Look at all the different sizes of branches. You start to tap into the gratitude as well as the connection to the nature. Woo! Number three is a virtual high five. What does a virtual high five look like? That, right? You can high five other people virtually on Facebook. It's a high five thing, right? You can high five yourself in the mirror. That's an awesome thing to reconnect with yourself. Just go and laugh at it. Be silly with it. Have fun with it. But what else can you do aside from a virtual high five that's going to level up your connection with other people? Is first thing in the morning, after you've got up and did some stretching and drank water, and then you decide that you're going to look at your phone, instead of going into Facebook, go into Messenger and just scroll through and send a message to 3, 5, 10 people. Good morning. Have a beautiful day. Have an awesome day. Because the truth is, you don't know how that's going to impact people. Maybe they're going to be like, I needed to hear that. And that alone is enough, right? That alone feels amazing. And when you feel amazing internally, there's more connection going on with you and with the world as a whole. So virtual high five. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now is do a high five. Perfect. Go to the mirror, high five yourself, whether it's right now or right after you're done this. I mean, I can see myself in the camera, so I can high five myself all I want, and I'm high fiving you as well. But the other thing I'd like to know is, are you committed? Comment below. Are you committed to sending a good morning, have a beautiful day message to 3 people in the morning? So comment below, say, yes, I'm committed to doing that. And then once you've done it, you're going to feel very, very happy with yourself. You're going to feel very connected with yourself. So let's move on to our next one, our 5th one. This is a little bit different. This one's a question. I have a question for you. And that question is, did the sun rise today? Yeah, it did. Now you might be thinking like, well, what does that do with anything? I don't get it. Like the sun rose today. Of course it does. It always does. But did you know that if it didn't, we literally have 8 hours to live? Everything would get so cold, so fast, it just wouldn't work, right? We need the sun. We need that source. We need that energy. And that source, that energy rises no matter what. So how do you be more connected in your life to yourself, to others, and to source? You recognize that the sun rises every single day. Every single day. You don't have to think about it. It just does it, right? You never have to think about it. It does it. It's awesome. It's amazing. So it's an opportunity to tap into the gratitude of life as well. And if you're grateful for everything in life, everything, then you're more connected. So let's move on. Whew, this is another one that goes along well with did the sun rise today? And this is, you are the beat, Now you might be thinking like, okay, that's music. I get it. Yeah, the beat, like dun, 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 whatever it may be. I don't know, whatever it is for you. But I want you to look at what's behind this wording. Okay, so it says you are the beat, and there's a white box, and what's behind that is this heart, right? Much like the sun that rises every day without you having to think about it, your heart beats without you having to think about it. If you've been watching this for a minute, your heart might have beaten like 70 times. Cool, amazing, wow, right? We need to, it would benefit us largely to realize that we can easily tap into a deeper connection with ourselves by simply doing this. And I'm going to invite you to join me on this, okay? So take your right hand, place it on your left side of your chest. That's your heart, unless for some reason that's on the other side, in which case, cool, I want to know about that. But place your right hand on your left chest, your heart. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale. So did you notice even a little bit, a little tiny bit, a little bit of smile coming through, a little bit of like nothing else mattered, all that other stuff that's going on didn't matter in that microsecond of a moment? That's you connecting to the fact that you are a human being, that you are alive. 130,000 people will not experience that today. And quite honestly, more as a result of the COVID deaths that have happened, right? So notice that. Take a second when you're having a tough time in your day, and you're going to, and that's awesome. And I love that, right? What we need to do in those moments is just realize that we have a beating heart, and we can take a second, just go, just reconnect. Let's move on. Another tool that we have in our tool belt, or our toolkit, I guess is a better word, unless you're a construction guy, then you might get a tool belt, is it's about, do you respond or do you react? So let me ask you the question. When you stub your toe, what do? Do you respond? Do you like take the space and be like, yeah, okay, that happened, whatever, all good, laugh at it? Or are you like, stupid chair, what's it doing there? Why is that chair there? Oh, I'm such an idiot. Now I have to go get a new coffee. Whatever it may be, right? In every opportunity, we have the opportunity, in every event, we have the opportunity to react or respond. One is power, one is demeaning. One doesn't give us power, one takes away power, right? One allows us to be in the power that we are, where the other pulls us away from our power, right? The ego says, you're an idiot for stubbing your toe, right? The response is, you stubbed your toe. Cool, let's move on, right? So responding versus reacting. So comment below, what do you do more of? Where do you live? Do you live in response, or do you find that you live in reaction to anything, right? Anything. So the next one is thanking on all levels. So this is a nice way to tap into like the connection with ourselves and with other people, is thanking on all levels. So what does that mean? What does it mean to thank on all levels, right? Thank people for everything that they did, everything they didn't do, right? You can thank people for being a presence in your life. You can thank yourself for getting up in the morning and getting out of bed. You can thank yourself for fueling your body with what feels good for your body. You can thank yourself for anything, everything. Thank you is a powerful, powerful, powerful set of words, because it adds connection to you. It adds meaning to you. When I go back to response versus react, it's the meaning that you're attaching to it, right? If you stub your toe and you react to it, and you make yourself and you make it mean that you are a bad person or an idiot for stubbing your toe, versus are you attaching the meaning being simply that you stubbed your toe and that's it, right? It's an action, that it's an event that happened, and you decide to change the meaning of it. It's not about I'm a bad person for stubbing my toe. It's I just stubbed my toe and I'm going to move forward with that. The meaning is that it's an event that just happened, right? So thanking on all levels is an opportunity to tap into gratitude on a deeper level, right? Like, look at your hand and just say, like, this is crazy, okay? Look at your hand and say, thank you. Like, look, try it. Thank you. And you might be silly, right? It might be like, why am I doing this? But when you look at your hand, you'll notice that there's a lot of different things that you see, but there's a lot of things that you don't see as well, right? You can move your fingers like this, all like independently. I kind of, right? Like, your fingers allow amazing people to play piano, like Mozart. Like, that's wild what he can do with his fingers. Thank your body for what it can do. You don't have to love your body right now. In fact, that's not the goal by any means. The goal, if you want to have a goal, it would be acceptance, right? So accept that your body can do amazing things for you. And that's kind of how you bridge the gap. So let's move on. We're almost done. Whew, this one's fun. So this is called in tapping into more deeper connection with yourself and with other people in a disconnected world. It's about your list of dreams. So what is a list of dreams? And I made a couple notes here, so I'm going to look at this quickly. But it's all the things that you want to do in life, the experiences, right? Like, instead of, like, nobody gets to their deathbed and goes like, I'm so glad I made $5 billion. No, especially if you're lonely and you don't have anybody at your bedside with you. So what is a list of dreams? It's those emotional things that you want to do, that you love to do, like the experiences that you'll never ever forget. Like, for me, going to Arizona and going to the Grand Canyon, that's an opportunity or something that I'll never ever forget, right? And the interactions I have with people, that's on my list of dreams. That's on my list of dreams. So what would be on your list of dreams? What do you want to do in life? What would fulfill you? What would give you more connection to yourself and to other people and to the world as a whole? Another one about connecting to yourself and to other people is time passion. What is the one thing in life that we can never get back? Money or time. You can get money back. You can always earn more money, right? But you can't turn back time. You can't. Time is very subjective as it is anyways, right? Time is a construct of our mind. Completely. The past, time, right? The future, time. All we really have, all we really are, all that really exists is this present moment. Everything else is a construct. So time passion is all about, what are you doing with your time on a daily basis? So on a daily basis, a weekly basis, everything, right? Who are you spending time with? Are you spending time with people that you love? Are you goofing around on Lego little spaceship things that, like, I just thought of that. What are you doing with your time? Are you passionate about your time? Good question. Comment below. Are you passionate about your time? Do you use your time with passion? And what's going to happen is you don't use all of your time passionately, and that's okay. But if you're using more of your time with passion than less of your time with passion and forcing life, then it's going to be a disconnect in your life. I think I have one more to go. Last one. Cool. Have you ever heard of something called, I believe it's called EFT, okay, Emotional Freedom Technique. It's called tapping. It's actually tapping different parts of your body, right? To reconnect with yourself, with your inner energetic systems. The largest organ is our skin, the largest organ. Although we are right now in a time of, like in the pandemic, where we're encouraged not to touch other people, right? I want to let you know that that's one of the most impactful ways to connect with somebody is through touch, right? You can touch yourself. And again, it goes back to that first one about doing something with your hands, finishing with hand stuff, I guess. But touch yourself, right? Like doing stuff like this, just squeezing your hands and do this with your eyes shut. And you realize there's so much going on. There's so much connection there. When we're on our phone, we're just doing this, like, yeah, my fingers are touching at the back, but they're not actually feeling each other, right? So I'm going to encourage you to just spend some time touching yourself, connecting to your skin, like feeling yourself, like feel your hands, feel how they move and all that kind of stuff, right? Do the same thing with your feet if that doesn't gross you out. The people in your family that are in the same household or whatever, touch their skin, touch them. Like doing this is so incredibly powerful. And just a fun little heads up for you. And again, you can't do this right now, but if you're a server at a restaurant and you come up and you just gently touch this person's shoulder, you're actually increasing your likelihood of getting a bigger tip by 30%. Because we're human beings. We're human beings that desire connection. We're human beings that need connection. It's not just a desire, we need it. It's one of our basic human needs, is to be connected with other people. So how do you connect with other people? But also, and probably more importantly, how do you connect with yourself? What types of things could you do that take literally 30 seconds or less, right? To reconnect with yourself, to go for a walk and have a hug with a tree. Do you spend your time with passion? Do you have a list of dreams? Do you think on all levels? Do you respond or do you react? What's your emotional home? It's important that we remember that we have a beating heart, right? The beating heart. The heart that beats thousands of times a day without ever having to think about it. We're one of the lucky ones. We woke up today. 130,000 plus people did not. The sun rose today, and it will tomorrow. We have the blind faith that it will come up. We don't know for sure, but we have the blind faith in it. And we have to have that blind faith in what's going on now in our world. Blind faith that we will connect with people one way or another. We will make it work because we are human social beings. Give me a virtual high five. Awesome. Give yourself a high five. Boom, there's connection. High five yourself in the mirror. Say good morning to somebody. Say good morning to yourself. Wake up with the Maui habit, which means as soon as your feet touch the ground, you say, today is going to be a great day. And if it isn't, that's okay. And I love that. Nature is your best friend. Hug a tree. Go out for a walk. Stand in the sun for a couple minutes. Do a barefoot walk in the snow. Connect with nature. That's how you connect with your life. And first and last is do something like make Legos with your hands. That is how we live connected in a disconnected world. So I can't see you on Facebook right now, not one bit. But all I know is that I honor you and thank you for being here. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any of that fantastic stuff, then reach out, let's connect. My goal in life is to make an impact, is to inspire. And it's not to it's to inspire people to level, how do I say that? It's to inspire people to connect with who they truly are. All right. See you later, people.